So here's the class for '06, a little bit different than my usual audio log because this one actually has HD video for the first time. I bought a cheap little camera that does about 720 HD, so I had to take about, maybe an hour worth of footage, and I sped it up into a 15-minute video and then put it back into a project and shortened it to 4 minutes. And here you can see the progress of what I can say is sort of like a like Artists of the Round Table, where I bought a big round disc of wood that you usually make a table out of, a tabletop, and it's about 36 inches across on all sides. And I've worked with this kind of panel before when painting for the IUPUI Regatta, and I've also painted on a table itself with a round surface, and understand that you can do this sort of rotation effect with this. And my idea was that I would just get the class to sit on all 4 corners. If there were 5 of us, we'd have 5 pieces. I would just kind of divide this table up into 5 pieces, 4 pieces. You can divide it into any multiples you want, sort of like a big slice of pizza for everyone. And you just sort of assign a theme. And in this case, I asked, what are we going to do? And so a lot of us thought the seasons. So I said, all right, let's just go ahead and do that, since this was the first time I thought to do this process. So each of us took a season on our first start, and for every 15 minutes we would pick it up and rotate the table around, and they would work on someone else's season for a little while. And the idea about this is that you actually see what other people add and how they enhance what you started, so by the time your season comes back to you, everything has developed in ways that you didn't think were possible, possibly, or things you didn't think of is what I'm trying to say. And you see how your pixel has evolved through the techniques of other artists, and if you spot them and analyze them, then you start to witness and understand what other painters do when they approach a painting. So it's like increasing their vocabulary of how to approach their paintings. Like for Spring, which is this sort of Carducis looking tree with a lot of really bright colors. It's got this orange glow at the ground. It has all these tulips. They were all just sort of these red shapes for a while, and I just remember that I just took a darker red and I just gave them a little edge on one side, and that just made all the difference to make them pop forward a little more. Same thing with the tree for Summer, where it eventually had a lot of more colors placed into the tree. I started off with the winter side, which grew and really became something really more than I started with, because I remember the sky had changed, the trees suddenly got snow and icicles, the ground had been lowered, and there was a landscape placed in the far back. It almost looked like a Christmas card. But from what I had started with, I saw how everyone approached it differently, and I think the most interesting part is the branches on the opposite sides became these little swirls of wind. So we're going to continue working on it next time, and my ultimate plan is to draw out the center and turn this into a clock, where we will place some numbers around it, and hopefully it's going to turn out really nice.